We all know that putting is one of the hardest elements in the game of golf. It should be easy, it should be simple. You don't need lots of strength, you don't need to hit the ball a million miles, but you do need a certain set of skills to help you shoot low scores. Now today I have two very different putters. I have a lovely bog standard golf punk putter, an answer shape style with not a lot of technology in there at all. And I also have what could be a game changer in the golf industry. I have a L.A.B Mez 1 putter, and this thing looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm in love with the shape of this. I love just how it looks. I love all the technology behind it. And I also love the colour scheme I've got this in that lovely green with the white Akara shaft in there. Now, you look at both these putters and you think, James, both have got white technological advancement shafts in there. You can see I've got the KBS Tour in the putter there, and we've also got the Akara in the L.A.B putter. Now, when it comes to technology in the rest of the heads, obviously we know that L.A.B is designed to be a zero torque putter. It's designed not to rotate through impact. It's designed to help you hit better putts. And with the golf punk putter, you can see that realistically here, there's not a lot to it. So we'll kick off with that today. And I want to kind of either dispel the fact or see if the myth is true that L.A.B golf can massively help my game, help your game, and even help Bobby's game.
Might.
It could do. So we'll start off with a couple of simple putts and then we'll kind of ramp the way up. But guys, do me a favour, get in the comments below if you are a L.A.B rat. That's the thing apparently. If you're a L.A.B guy, then get in the comments below, let me know. Have you used the L.A.B putters? Have you used the Osmo? Have you used lots of different DF3s and DF1s and all those kind of different shapes? Because for me, I always thought I'd be this standard guy, this kind of just answer style guy. And then I got hold of the L.A.B putter and tried it, and to be honest, really enjoyed it. Like, I even kind of took it out the bag for a brief spell to try this more answer style putter, because like I said, I feel like that's me. But then as soon as I put it back in the bag, I had a really good putting day. It kind of showed that realistically that does help. I absolutely love the feel though of this golf punk putter, and it's got my little boy's name on it, which is lovely. I do think putters are the only club, apart from wedges where you can stamp them in, where you can have a little bit of more of a personality with them. Like, nobody ever around the world will have this exact putter with a Jumbo Max grip on it and with this KBS shaft, and then obviously with, even look at the...
What's that? I love that.
Yeah, even that kind of hosel on there just looks really cool and funky. So, big fan of that. Now, we haven't holed one yet though. It has been greens maintenance week, but actually rolling really nicely here at Woolley. That felt lovely. How's that not gone in? But now we start talking about L.A.B, and we are going to hit some different putts with these, but I'm a massive fan of this. I'm a huge fan of the offset shaft, and I didn't really like the kind of DF ones, the really bigger ones. They looked a little bit big and cumbersome for me, but then you look at this with the offset grip, I think that's genius, because so many other companies have tried to, let's be fair, they've tried to kind of copy the low torque or the zero torque element, when really it comes down to, if you don't have one of these forward press grips, you almost have to like really press your hands forward there, and that just didn't work for me. Like, I found myself opening the face more. You don't have to do that with this, and then it's just a case of straight up and effectively straight in. You could say we're learning the putts here, but I've tried to pick a pretty basic putt to start with so we can see just how consistent I can be with different types of putter. So it felt nice as well. I think feel's important with a putter, more so than any other club really. And these are the putts where you can really start to build your score. You can really start to think, oh, if I can hold these, if they're for par, if they're for birdie, I can actually start to get that handicap down and start scoring a lot lower. And anything inside here as well, because you'd be amazed how generally everyone thinks, oh, 10 feet, I should be holding 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 of these, it should be easy. When you look at PGA Tour stats, it's like 20-30% make ratio. You get to 6 feet, then it gets to like 50% make ratio. Chris would know this a lot more than me, but it's a lot less make ratio than what you might anticipate. So if we can hold this and get 2 out of 6, we haven't actually done that bad. So it's 2 out of 3 with the L.A.B from 10 feet, and it was none with the... That's a big difference in a round, isn't it? Let's talk different putts. So this is a really nice game I like to play, and if you've been watching the channel a lot, or if you've been watching it for a couple of years, you'll know this is how I really like to test putters. So you can see we have an array of balls there, 6 balls in total. and they're a couple of feet apart. Now, what I like to try and do here is just gauge what my putting's looking like. So if I hold one of these putts, I get 2 points. If I get the putt between the ball and the hole, or between the hole and the flag, should I say, that's 1 point. And if I hit the flag or leave it short, you lose a point. So let's just see potentially what we can score. We'll go L.A.B first. And these are the ones where you start to really build your score, because if you can get confident from all these distances, that's 4 points on the board already, Bobby, there.
Already.
You can start to not worry too much about your stroke. I thought that might have come a little bit more, and start to think more just about how far you're going to hit this ball, because distance control is massively important. And I find that if I do 3-putt, sit, it's okay, it's in the zone. If I do 3-putt ever, it's probably more because of the lack of distance control than it is a little pull or a little push. So the fact that I don't have to worry too much about the torque in the putter, shutting the face down, de-lofting it, adding loft, things like that, if you open it, is absolutely massive. So if I line the ball up, all I'm thinking is, right, how far back do I take that putter, and then from there let it do the rest of the work for you. And from this distance, as soon as you're like 20, 25 feet out there, that's a perfect putt. I'm happy with that. If I'd have got lucky, it could have gone in, but realistically, I feel like I've done pretty well with that. It's not an easy putt down that slope, and so far, so good when it comes to that distance control. Would that have gone long, do you think? I think it would have been okay.
Oh, that'd have been fine.
That'd have been fine. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, that's 8 points there in the first go with the L.A.B. Let's say hello and go answer. So we have exactly the same setup now with the Golf Punk putter. Let's see if we can get a better score, or if we're going to be hindered due to lack of technology. So really big fan of this as well, because it's a really good way of gauging potentially, oof, that one nearly slipped by, potentially gauging the speed of the greens if you are coming out for a tournament or with your friends, and it kind of works nice and quickly as well. So 2 points off the bat. These are the ones you hope to hold, the first 2, and then from there, see, I'm thinking more about the stroke now. It's a point though, not a terrible putt. It's funny because after going in with the L.A.B and all the technology in that, this feels phenomenal and looks great. I do feel confident over it, but I do have to physically feel about where the putter's moving. Oh, very similar to the last one we said with the L.A.B, wasn't it? That one, Rob, unfortunately, just a little bit pacey. But again, I'm pleased with the distance control on all of these, and I do feel like less... I've blocked that one, that's awful.
Point though.
It is a point, and the distance control is good. I feel less robotic with this, but then I feel like if I was going to be a good putter ever, I think it would have to be robotic, it'd have to be repeatable. It almost, the L.A.B takes away a lot of the variables. And really, I should be better here because I've learnt the read a little bit more. Oh no, that's a -1. So that is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, -1, that's 5. 8-5 to the L.A.B. There's one more test I want to do, and this could be the one that really saves you guys scores at home, because these are the ones that frustrate all of us. Now this is the area that so many golfers waste shots, throw away scores, and potentially get really frustrated with the game of golf. This is probably what you're going to have back from your birdie putt, or even just from like a decent chip. It's kind of 3 or 4 feet, and you have to close these out. This is a little kind of right to left putt. It's a really testing one. And I feel like, although I'm not very robotic, like I said with the answer, I do have a little bit more flair when it comes to just hitting it in the back of the hole and being like nice and firm with them. So you can say that we want to test in the studio here. We have had the putters on cap toe, and the numbers were very good for the L.A.B, as you would imagine. But it all comes down to, that's the one that frustrates you, because it comes down to the element of consistency. Now that shot Could be the difference between winning your club championship and losing it, winning the match against Bobby for breakfast and losing it. Let's go with the L.A.B now, Bob. And let's see how good or bad we can be from here. Because you can really like a putter from 40 feet, but you could hate it from this distance. And I think you have to love it from here. You have to be really consistent, and you have to know that it's going to do what you want it to do. Now, straight away there, I'm not thinking stroke anymore. I'm not thinking line because I've lined the ball up. Just thinking pace. Have I got enough pace for the line that I've chosen? And the only real bit of feedback I'm taking here is the line going end over end on the ball. So this is a big putt now, because this is to win the challenge for the L.A.B putter. And I already feel like I know what the result's going to be, because I was never ever going to pull that putt with the technology in this putter. Guys, if you've enjoyed that, smash that subscribe button below. Two fantastic putters here for two totally different golfers, and I do think there's not a one size fits all. There's a putter out there for everyone. I'm not sure where to go with it, but I feel like I know where I'm going to end up. Guys, if you've enjoyed that, smash that subscribe button below. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you all at the same time tomorrow.